ICT is a vital tool for ensuring that inclusion actually happens. Successful strategies for inclusion are something that all primary schools desire. It is important to ensure that every child within the school has access to a curriculum regardless of any additional needs an individual may have. Technology supports a move towards personalised learning, and innovative teachers are increasingly using different input devices, varied locations and web spaces for individual learner use. In order to be able to efficiently support the learning process for every individual on their journey throughout education, teaching techniques and support may need to be altered in order to meet the individual's personal needs. The use of technology does not only benefit children with special educational needs, as it is likely that the technology available will also be used beneficially by other children in the class. From voice recognition to virtual reality, new technologies are helping classrooms and curricula become more inclusive. The National Curriculum Inclusion Statement states that teachers must make reasonable adjustments, including the provision of auxiliary aids and services, to ensure that disabled children and young people are not at a substantial disadvantage compared with their peers. If children are to be fully involved in their learning, it is highly important that effective considerations are made. For example, children with special educational needs may have difficulty in using a standard computer due to the requirement of needing well-developed fine motor skills in order to double-click the mouse. However, using the appropriate software, it is now possible to make a single click equivalent to a double click. Using a computer with appropriate software installed can open up many exciting new ways to unleash creative thought into action. The keyboard in itself has also proven to be a difficult barrier to learning for children with SEN. Not only do they require well-developed motor skills, but they also require a considerable knowledge of literacy in order to recognise letters and text. The extent of knowledge required for the effective use of keyboards can sometimes be too difficult for pupils with learning difficulties to comprehend, resulting in ineffective learning. In order to overcome this barrier, alternative ways of accessing computers need to be considered. Rollables are an alternative piece of equipment from a mouse that may also benefit children with physical disabilities. Rollables allow children to move the mouse around the screen more easily due to the body of the mouse staying still with only the ball moving. Devices such as this allow children with SEN to have the same access to technology required activities as the rest of their peers, resulting in effective inclusion. The use of electronic whiteboards in classrooms can also make learning more accessible for children with visual impairments. By simply changing the background colour of the screen, the contrast between the text and the background can make it significantly easier for children to use. Using a clear font with a reasonable large text can also make the contents much more accessible for children. Touchscreens that are fixed over existing monitors or increasingly integrated into purpose-built ones allow ease of access for interaction between the child and the information. This can make online activities much more accessible for children with visual impairments. Instead of having the difficulty of looking for the required key, children can simply press the screen. For some learners with speech and language difficulties, ICT is a lifeline, enabling them to communicate with the world around them. For others, it can support their classroom work and therapy. To make learning more accessible for pupils with speech and language difficulties, argumentative and alternative communication resources are available which vary from voice output communication to software equivalents of classroom-based activities. Resources such as this can benefit children that may have limited vocabulary or those who find difficulty in recalling their words and ideas, resulting in the promotion of inclusion. ICT can also be used in the classroom to support children with EAL. Although children with EAL may find difficulty in learning a new language, they may possess computing skills which could enable them to access a new language with more ease. ICT offers opportunities to use visual aids such as diagrams, pictures, as well as audio software that can all scaffold children's learning. Word processors are also available so that children can experiment more with written English in confidence without the fear of getting an answer wrong.
Whilst on Block School Experience, I had the opportunity to take a reception class on a technology walk around the school. Although the children did not use the technology on this occasion, all children were able to take part, including those with EAL and SEN. Each child was able to point out at least one piece of technology that they recognised. However,
Created using Powtoon.